Welcome to the greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.
All right, everyone. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of Full Buddy Cast presents Full Buddy Cast, brought to you by Cole Street Brewery, 1627 Cole Street, Enumclaw, Washington. Come down, say hi to Sean, brewmaster, pour master, just a master in all things. And we go say hi to him. Get 15% off your drinks if you take yourself in on social media and show him. Go down the street next to, right down the street. You got Bordeaux Wine Bar. Stop in there. Get $2 off your drink if you take yourself in and show the waitress. Go to Enumclaw Mazatlan. Say hi to Andy. Hook it up. No drumming, Billy. I'm gonna come over there. You can pick it up.
My bad.
You can pick it up. And we've got and then we've got to go over. By the way, that was this. Yeah, we got Billy. Obviously, we got Billy Custalow again. But we go to Enumclaw Mazatlan. Say hi to Andy and get a little bit of a discount. Say hi. You know what? You'll get the chips and the salsa on me for free at the very beginning with the waters. Just tell them that was from me. And then go hit up O Chef Country Kitchen over by the Claw. On your way to the golf course, and you get to stop in there or order online DoorDash. Get the Bentley burrito if it's still available, but the Bentley special is there. It's the panini meatloaf sandwich for Full Buddy Cast Garage Night, and then also Travis Kenny on DoorDash. Now, with all that said and done, episode 6.
I think this is 6, isn't it?
6.
Yeah, pretty sure this is 6.
We got Billy Custalow. We got
confuse me and shit.
Got a lot going on. I was told to wrangle harder.
Wrangle harder. Oh.
And then he also brought a bodyguard.
Harder wranglers. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got questions from Holly for him. We're going to talk a little 4th of July. And then you might hear another voice. Can we at least say his name?
Yeah, Scott. My friend Scott Sams. Yeah. Some of you people out there might know him as Stock Car Scott from the Waterboys.
From the Waterboys. I need that. There we go.
A little bit better. There we go. Now you can hear me.
Now I can hear you.
History.
Dude, I'm checking that stuff out. The audio visual, so when this is about the same time. I'm not trying to date you guys on this one, but I graduated in 2000. So it was a little bit after you guys started. You guys kicked it off at what year? 97. So right in the middle of.
So this is 2004. Everything that he's posting lately is literally to the date 20 years later.
And so you've got
2004. Like the one yesterday was July 1st, 2004.
Nice.
So
and so in high school, man, Billy, I don't know what is going on with your level.
I don't know. I'm right here.
Yeah, I know. It's good. I'll probably pull me back.
I swear I didn't do nothing, boss.
So we've got so when I was in high school, we had AV, which was audiovisual class, where you would put together like some fun thing.
Yeah, we had that.
You guys got it going like crazy. That's exactly how we'd put it together. The little skits you guys did, the little commercials you guys did, the intros. Very fun to watch. Very fun to see.
Yeah, it evolved over time, but it was the addition of Jamie, the water girl, obviously added that element. The original goal was to have several girls. It was supposed to be the water girls, but only one kept showing up.
Okay.
So we just gave her the title and let her roll with it, because after a while you just get tired of, we kept telling, hey, if you want to be a part of the show, but she was the only one that showed up. I mean, we did, right, Scott? We had a couple. There was Lindsay, and then the Jen. Yeah, Scott's
miming over here.
Scott has fond memories of old Jen. She was definitely not going to drown in any situation. But we had a couple of girls that showed up. That Lindsay stuck around for a while. Lindsay was she was something else. But I think we think she might have been Dave Reichert's daughter. No, she's not. One of his sheriffs, perhaps. One of them that worked with him. Something, because that's what Jamie was saying, was something about like she was, the daughter of some cop or whatever. But so we were always on our best behavior. But Yeah, the show evolved over time, and then the format that you see when he's filming is pretty much the established format that we've been going with for a while. It just and it has the ability, the flexibility to adapt in situations if someone doesn't show up. It's one thing for the people that don't show up in front of the camera, but when people behind the camera don't show up, you obviously notice. Technical shit starts to get a little more sketchy, a little wonky. So you start asking more from people that did show up, and these people are volunteers. So, we were just thankful that they kept coming in and putting up with our crap every week.
It seemed like you guys did a lot of pre-recorded stuff to fill in there, and then would you guys
the commercial breaks, and then
And was that throughout the week? You guys would shoot those, or when did you guys get together to do all that?
So originally when we started, a lot of the. So the one that he just posted yesterday, that commercial, that was a show called Strapped Naked to a Board. They asked me to come. They were a comedy skit show that was on public access for a while. And my friend Johnny, who was on there, he asked me, he's like, "Hey, Nick, would you be interested in doing a skit on our show?" I was like, "Sure." So I showed up at his place, and you see me. It's a thing called Babies for Oil. And you saw me. I'm like with the hat on. I'm like, I picked me a Marine from the 3rd Division. He killed himself 10 Iraqis in one day, and I won this here SUV. Thank you, Babies for Oil. And and I just stood there with my goofy little grin and all, pointing at the truck and all, and we shot that, and it didn't take us any time at all. But every time I watch that, I was like, oh God, that was so much fun. But most of the time it was me just pulling clips from like movies, or it started with, the great thing was in 97 when we started, this new show had started on this new channel called Comedy Central. This show that pretty much helped that, not Chappelle, but we did take clips from Chappelle, but this show called South Park. It was perfect because I could pull a clip from it and play it, because they aired Wednesdays and we were on Thursday, so it was fresh.
Fast,
right? It was fresh. It wasn't something. It was new, and that's how we originally started. But then it got to where, we invited people. We had my friend, the commissioner of that fantasy football league that passed away. He was the way I met him was him and this other guy were making these videos. I said, if you want to submit something to the Waterboys, bring it down. Intro music, video clips. So 2 Views was created by Mike Smith and Dan Kemmis. And we would just do stuff like that. We would tell people in the community, you want to be a part of it, jump on in, we don't mind. And it was always a volunteer thing, but it just evolved over time. And like I said, we were just lucky. We got guys like Big Low, to come on. And who else, Scott? We had others that would fill in too, didn't we? I mean, Dave McFarlane, obviously, but I'm trying to think of some of the people. Like I remember Reggie. You remember Reggie Rogers? So Reggie Rogers was a UW legend. He played football, and he played with Shrimp on the basketball team. Anyhow, he got drafted by Detroit. I think at the time when he got drafted, he was the highest. He was drafted number 7, and he was a defensive player. And at the time, that was the highest draft. But anyhow, Reggie unfortunately had some bad shit happen, killed somebody in a drunken driving accident, ruined his career basically. But I met him one day up in Greenwood, and had him come on my show one time, and he had so much fun. And that was the thing. As soon as we had people come on the show, they'd be like, "Dude, that was so much fun." Because our show was like, it wasn't like the other shows, all stodgy, and we were just more like, "Come on in here." And then all of a sudden, I'm over there going, "Well, what the fuck is wrong with those guys?" And they're like, "Wait, you can say that?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, man, this is public access. We can say pretty much everything." You seen that guy that comes on at midnight?
Or that gal?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So true story. Paul and I. So there's an intro, and you may have seen it recently, where me and Paul are sitting in the chairs, and we do the wrestling intro where Paul gets up and says, "What you looking at, boy? You looking at the Waterboys?" And then he's like, "What do you got to say about that, Big Nick the Saint?" And I get up and I start going. So when we shot that, it was on a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
And we had booked time, and we were, getting wrapped up at whatever. But anyhow, we shot that intro. She was coming in, and as we were up in the control booth, having finished our set, we were watching. Her boyfriend was also a bike messenger, because Paul and I were both bike messengers, right? And her boyfriend was a bike messenger as well. So we were all in there talking, and I look out, and there she is, all getting all ready, and and it was, It was, yeah.
Now,
It was what you think it was.
As I mentioned before, I was in high school during this. So this is where we would stay up late and we would watch the Wavy channel, maybe catch a glimpse, maybe some Skinemax at the time, HBO. But then we would go to and she'd play her little new age music in the background and slowly undress.
Does that sound familiar? Is that some ASMR for you there?
And she was, I mean, she was a naked woman, and women are beautiful, but she wasn't, when you're 17, 18, you're not really looking for that type, but you couldn't take your eyes off.
She was definitely a naked woman. Most definitely. There's a whole lot of Rosie.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, we got to see up close and personal all the flips and folds before the body paint went on. But she was an interesting character, and I got to tip my hat to her because I don't want to tip anything else at her. She put, her and Mike Aves, the Mike Hunt Show, they put that channel on the map.
Yes.
Like, people knew who we were. People started coming to that channel so I never forget that. I never forget that there were other people that were drawing eyeballs. And then once some people got on,
right.
Sports wasn't your gig, but that was the thing as I was trying to get across to people is like, hey, if you hang out here for a few minutes, you'll
be entertained.
We're going to go off on something that probably, it might be sports, but it'll be something that'll totally, and like an old friend said one time at a party, she was just like, she goes, these guys are hysterical. She goes, I hate sports. She goes, I'm sitting here watching a sports show and I'm laughing my ass off. And I'm like, okay, good. Then it's working.
Yeah.
And so that was the goal, was like, to be informative. That's why we brought him in, because I knew there was a niche audience out there up here that wanted to hear about stock car racing. And it was funny because once he came on, people started calling in and started talking and started asking for him, started asking questions, because you could tell there was a need for somebody to do stock car racing up here.
03, 04. I think that's when Casey started. It was his rookie year.
Yes.
And so you primed and ready. You got a lot of Washington eyeballs, and especially the Pacific Northwest,
Oh, if you keep watching our show, you'll see us. We blow Casey Kane and Greg Biffle up.
Biff. Biffle. I forgot.
We push the two Washington boys.
Yes.
Pretty, we give them props because we're excited to see that there's, some names from up here that are drawing attention, that are running in the big leagues.
Right.
And he was hoping, we're still hoping that someday they'll get a NASCAR track up here somewhere.
I went to Back to Track Night. Did you go to the Back to Track Night there at the Tacoma? Back in the day? Yeah. He's nodding his head.
Scott's being so quiet.
You guys think we're just talking to some imaginary...
Scott, you can chime. You can pull the mic over and chime in.
You can jump in anytime. There's no problem.
No, just pull over.
If you want. But that was the night that I went to dinner with Casey Kane.
Right on.
Was after the Back to Track Night.
Right.
And I got invited because of his cousin. And of course, I go to Back to the Track Night, and I'm dressed to the nines, in my nines, because I had the hoodie, even the wristwatch, the hat. I had everything. So I go to dinner on Ruston Way. They had this big rally. Darrell Waltrip was there, a few others, and it's at the Tacoma Dome, and they're trying to get a track put out here in Washington State. And so afterwards, my buddy's like, hey, we're going to go to dinner at the Ram, when it used to be there on Ruston Way, with Casey. And I am like, I've been I don't know him well. I know his cousins well, but not him so well. So I'm kind of on the outside, and there's 8 of us. And I was a youth pastor at the time, and I had brought a youth kid with me who was 16, and so it's us, and we're sitting there across. I'm right between me and Scott right now. That's how close Casey is, and so we're sitting there, and I am reaching for the water, and there's a couple chicks there. I don't know, a few people. Anyway, it's 8 of us. No one else is wearing anything Casey Kane, not even the kid I brought. So I look like a super fan that got to make a wish that's sitting here for dinner. And so I reach my wrist out in his hoodie. I look like his girlfriend from high school. I'm wearing his jacket, his Letterman's jacket. So I reach for the water pitcher, and out pops the thing that probably was the camel that broke, or the hay that broke the camel's back. Out pops my number 9 wristwatch, and he makes an eye contact with it and gives me a look like, get a life. And thankfully, at that moment, the kid I brought accidentally spilled water all over himself, and so then it took the pressure off of him. But and then at that moment, I realized how dorky I was. And when you're in school, or with a group, and you start feeling like threatened about your coolness, you want to make the other person not seem so cool. Right. And so there's this song that came on that was popular at the time. I don't even know the name of the song, but they kind of whistle. It's like a hip hop song where they kind of whistle the intro, whistle. And he starts whistling along. Casey does. And I look at him and I kind of give him the this song kind of a look, which made me look. But he's like the one that's like, dude, you're wearing my clothes, dude. So it felt weird. I've had some more stories, but we won't tell them. But with going to the dirt track, going to Elma, and being in his pits and stuff like that, meeting Tony Stewart, that was pretty fun. Yeah. But anyway, so you were there for that night, but this is the height, and then the show kind of goes away. What 2000 what? Six. Okay, so then you're probably gaining a lot of traction at that point too, because there's more people probably tuned in.
Oh, that wasn't the end of Stock Car Scott, the Waterboys.
What? Okay,
that was.
I like the gag.
That was the springboard. That for a lot of people, that's the Waterboys turned into a stepping stone for their career in television or radio.
Oh, really?
We had several people that came through and worked with us on our show that ended up working in radio or television.
Really?
Yeah, when I say that I was really like on a fucking mission, excuse my language, but I was really on a mission to do something different and be that guy. Because I knew what was coming. I knew the internet was you're not going to censor. The FCC can get fucked. You're not going to police that. Good luck with that. And I knew it was coming. Like, you're going to give every person with a camera and an internet connection a voice and a show. Of course, obviously with the YouTube shit lately. Anyhow, we'll get to that later. But I just knew that a lot of people were going to have that opportunity. And I wanted to be out there in front. But you heard my story.
Right.
The injuries and the subsequent opiates and and I just got kind of derailed, and we were just discussing this before we came. July, so that show was July 1st, 2004. This coming weekend, the July 3rd, on that Saturday, me and my ex and a couple of other friends go out to a party at Seattle Center. It's a crazy, wild fucking party. I don't know how we got in, but it was crazy wild, and there was a lot of alcohol. And anyhow, this precipitates this. I told him this was the last show before my life took a major. This is where the end of things begin, and the beginning of things begin.
So the July 1st one just posted, in a sense, July 1st on the Waterboys Facebook.
The fans of the Waterboys. Yeah.
So if you guys haven't joined it, join it.
It's a private page. You have to get through one of. I think you can find it. You can type it in and see, but
you have to ask to get in.
You can hit me up or Scott Sam's up or probably me, Billy Painted Horse, Custalow. You can find me. I'm out there. I'm easy to find.
So, but this was
I stand out like big boobies.
So this is the last. This is where the last.
This is the last show where I'm in my mind married. No, because that. Because I think I'm still in the midst of taking the opiates right now for the lower back injury, but the neck injury returns. It fires back up, and that throws me really into a bad tailspin because I'm not able to get off of the opiates because I'm constantly having the neck and the back shit happen. But then I break up with the wife. I'm free for about a year, and then I think. Oh shit! So 05, yeah, because I get the motorcycle. Remember the big dog? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You remember the big
Jamie
dog?
Thompson.
Oh yeah. Oh my God, I know that poor thing. She was terrified. Oh yeah.
Nicole girl in.
Huh?
Nicole, she came from like St. Louis or something.
No, Phyllis.
Okay.
Yes, yeah, from St. Louis. There was a couple of them. That other. The professor, the college professor. Her. Yeah. Anyhow.
You're
Yeah.
supposed to keep
So,
track.
yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know. I know.
I was told there's no map.
No. There's. But. So yeah. The downward spiral really kicks in. I don't want to say it's this coming week, the next episode, but in the next few months, you will start to see a change in me. I'm sure if you're watching, you'll see the change, and you'll start seeing my absence become more and more. I become more like Paul. Paul becomes more like me, and I become more like Paul.
So
I'm gone all the time.
Oh, gone all the time.
And
Okay.
Paul's there hosting with someone else.
You're pretty fit.
Or Paul's not there, and there's two other dudes. It's Scott and Bigelow, or it's Scott and Wes, or
Brian.
it's Scott and Brian, or Scott and somebody, or somebody and somebody. But Bigelow started doing his own online, like, I don't know if you saw it, but he had his own internet sports show for a while, and it was fun.
Big Lowdown.
The Big Lowdown, and it was funny because he got all tattooed up, and he got himself a TV show doing sports talk, and I was like, man, who does he remind me of?
Oh yeah, because you had just that episode.
He's been on multiple times. We've known him for a long time, but Lowe was cutting his teeth on the show with us.
But you had finished your sleeve or something like that.
Yeah, I'm emceeing the tattoo convention because I'd done 03.
Oh, okay.
And now it's 04, and I'm getting my ink, and that's a ball of contention between me and the significant other, or about to be insignificant other. But I'm like getting into the tattoo world. Because I can afford it. And I was lucky because I started meeting really good artists like Damon Conklin, who's the guy that puts on the Seattle Tattoo Convention, but he was just starting out. I met him. He was at Slave to the Needle in Ballard. And I remember I traded him my saxophone, my con saxophone, for a cover for this tattattoo right here. That freaking tattoo.
The one on the left arm, if you guys are listening.
This cover
his left arm.
This cover up here, I gave him. It was $300 at the time. You would not get it for that price nowadays. I can assure you that. But he did my whole ocean scene sleeve. So if you saw the new episode, you see that Tattoo Magazine had come and shot right after the tattoo convention the year before, 03. He calls me up. He says, "Hey man, Tattoo Magazine's here. Get down here. I want you in it." So I went down there, and they took pictures of my arm and everything. And I don't think they didn't get I hadn't done the mermaid yet. Anyhow, they did my arm, and I ended up in Tattoo Magazine. Then this girl, Jules, who was Jules the Piercer, she came to town for Savage Magazine, which is another Savage Inc., which is another tattoo magazine. And I chaperoned her around, made sure she was good and, protected and whatever, and hung out with her and her friend and all, and, just a gentleman. And so I got the write-up in the magazine for that. So I was in, several tattoo magazines and shit. And anyhow, Damon, I told him, like, his first year he did it, he had somebody do it, and he was like lamenting that. And I looked at him, I said, yeah, it's a shame you don't know someone who's actually, good at that stuff, like, does a local TV show and went to radio school and, has a golden voice on the microphone. And he just looks at me and he's like, I see the light go on, and he's like, "Oh, you want to do it?" I was like, "But yeah, of course." So, dude, I had so much fun emceeing the Seattle Tattoo Convention. That was 03 and 04. But yeah, I started making developing productions for you. Remember that, Scott? I was making the commercials for the tattoo convention. Like, I went out and I spent a lot of time and energy doing that, but it was just, labor of love kind of thing. But Damon ended up paying me for the 04 convention with that.
That's a massive tattoo.
She hurt a little bit.
I'm sure.
She hurt just a little bit, but that was my payment. And then he gave me a smoking deal on that, and he really did a great job in this shark. The work that the time he took before he tattooed the shark just showed how much he gave a shit about what because he He still hates that he put the cartoon turtle up here on me. He's like, man, if I'd known you were going to keep coming back, he goes, taught me a lesson to never, assume that someone's just a one and done. Like, do the work. So if they come back, you're probably, he goes, because man, if I'd known you were going to keep coming back, Nikki, I would have never put that start card. Because I would have done something completely different. I'm like, bro, it is what it is. And I said, and it kind of fits my character.
Yeah.
I like everything else. Seriously, go. And then you get up here and you go, dude, really cartoon turtle surfing on a wave. I'm like, yeah, man. Yeah, bro. Hell yeah, hang loose, dude. Yeah, but I was really fortunate to, just
that's
be
pretty
a part
cool.
of all that. Yeah,
that's
it
cool.
was a good time.
So emceeing a tattoo convention, what does that consist of?
Standing up there announcing, I'm good at my job, dude. Sorry, yeah, I'm really good at my job. I went in and had to pat myself, but I was good at it because I did what I would want an MC or somebody, with that power to do if I were. So I walked around to every single booth. Hi, I'm Nikki, going to be the MC. Where are you from? Can I get your business card? Cool. You guys got any deals or anything you want me to talk about? I got so many fucking T-shirts from these guys. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Because they were just like, because I would go up there and get on the microphone and say, hey, welcome to the Seattle Tattoo Convention, and blah, 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 and just rattle off and just go through the cards. Like, we want to thank so-and-so from wherever, New Mexico for being here. They got some deals over there right now. My friend JJ, he was a piercer at Apocalypse Tattoo up on Capitol Hill, where I got a lot of work done. It's where Damon ended up moving to, and I got a lot of work done there. JJ told me, I came in, I got a bunch of my ears, industrials, nipples, everything done for $40 for and the cost of the jewelry. He's like, all the piercings, all of them. I'm like, multiple piercings, $40. He's like, Nikki, you made me so much fucking money, dude. He goes, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was the convention. He says by midday Saturday, I was in the black. He says, and I rolled all day Saturday, and you kept announcing my deals, and people were just coming at me, man.
Nice.
He goes, all day Saturday I was making profit, and then all day Sunday you kept going, and they just kept coming. He goes, man, I made so much money because of you. He goes, you want anything, bro? It's like $40 for all your piercings, and you just pay the cost of the jewelry.
Wow.
Not even the mark. I'm like, all right.
All right.
So I at one time my freaking ears. I was a metal militia. Yeah. Anyhow, I was really good at doing that, and I enjoyed the shit out of it. But unfortunately, they kind of got corporate in 2005, and I got booted out because some corporate sponsor wanted their own MC, and so the organic thing went away.
Gotcha. And then let's bounce back. Sorry, I'm bouncing around.
Sorry,
but
I know, yeah.
How did Big Low
wrangle, man? You got to wrangle.
Wrangle
Harder.
How did Big Low become a part to jump in there and hear about you guys, and then start?
Was it Kenny?
Probably
Kenny. So Kenny, what's his last name?
Burns.
Kenny Burns has been a long time friends with Big Low. For a long time they've been friends. And anyhow, Kenny would watch our show and call in, and I'm pretty sure he's like, hey, you guys know that big dude at the Seahawk game, the Sonics games? And we're like, yeah. And I said, Seattle's biggest sports fan. They're Big Low. And he's like, yeah. He goes, he's a friend of mine. We're like, really? He goes, yeah, you want me to get him on with you? I was like, yeah. And so
Yeah.
he hooked it up. And I remember the first time I went down to Big Low's house. He lived down in Burien, which I have history in Burien too. But anyhow, point being is I go down there to meet him, walk in his house, and just like this guy over here with the NASCAR stuff, dude, and the Civil War stuff, just this guy's forgotten more about Civil War battles than most people know. But both of them together, between the NASCAR stuff and Big Low's memorabilia collection, could have one of the most magnificent museums of sports fans' memorabilia collections, because both of them are just like, you just walk in and you're like, holy shit. But Big Low, man, I remember he's like, big ass signed tennis shoes, sneakers from Kobe Bryant and shit.
Yeah.
Like him and Kobe were tight, man. Like him and Kobe.
Really?
Yeah, he kept in touch with Kobe Bryant. Yeah, they were, because Low's done a lot of charity work through his life. So, he's got to know a lot of guys outside of the game too.
Right.
And they know that he's the guy that gives back. And so he won a lottery. The reason that he was, he's got a hell of a story, man. Big Low has got one hell of a story. And if you have time out there, if you're looking for something to do, I'd look up Lauren Sandretsky's story. It's a pretty fascinating one. but he won a lottery and got a bunch of money and everything, and it sort of changed his life. But with like a lot of people with the lottery, it's not always for the better.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, I kind of met him, I think, during that time or right around that time or right after it. But he just decided he was going to come on. I asked him, you want to come on? And he's like, yeah. So he came on. Yes, sir.
I think that I've put a clip on that Tom did for us.
Yeah.
About Big Low.
Yeah.
It's about a 3-4 minute clip that was from what is the Evening Magazine?
Oh yeah.
Oh right.
Where they talked him up, and I think that's one of the early videos on Friends of Sports Show.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we'll check that. So that clip is available on the site.
Did they show him on our show at all, or no?
Well, that's where I got it from. Was from when Tom showed it on our show.
Oh, right. Okay,
Gotcha.
right. Yeah, I remember that. So
and we're just getting into the Tom days.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. Yeah, we had some good people come in and like work behind the scenes for us. Some of them were just freaking top shelf. You're like, these people are volunteering, man. You're like, they could be getting paid to do this. They're really good at what they're doing. But the whole point of the show that I tried for the longest time until, like I said, all the shit happened was to keep it fun. And I think that's what it was. Why people kept coming back is because it was just, it was just a fun environment.
Yeah, it's
man.
entertaining. It's fun for me to watch. I'll throw it on, put it in the background, and then I'll occasionally get sucked in, and it's like 20 years old, and I'm like,
and you're hearing us talk these names, and you're like, holy, like Steve Slayton. So this is why Slayton came around when I came into the studio one day to the station back when they were still behind Razzmatazz up there at Dexter and Denny. I walked in and I hear Slayton's like, and man, he's rambling off the names and the stats, and I went and looked, and he goes, they were just like spot on. Like, how does he? He goes, I thought I knew sports. How does he do it? And I walked around the corner and I'm like, so you like the show, huh, Steve? And he's like, Nick, yeah. And he was just like, dude. And that's when, because he had watched us do the show, and like you see us, we'll get going and we'll be fuck offs. We're major, just dumbasses.
You got ADHD. Everyone's got ADHD.
Right, but
maybe not you.
But yeah, no, he's pretty damn. He's like the focused one, most focused on the show. But what we're doing, but at the same time, it's like I can pull right back in the middle of it and tell you, that guy did this, and he's like this, and this, and then you should do this, and like I know my shit. I'm a sports fan. Like I'm not just up here getting paid to like read some blips and go, oh yeah,
teleprompter.
I'm actually doing this for a passion, and I think that carried over because he was passionate about what he was talking about, and Jamie was passionate about being on the show and being that girl, that spokesmodel. She loved that, that title. And so it was all of us doing something that you could tell we enjoyed doing. And so I think that's why the people behind the scenes kept coming in.
Right.
A lot of times. They might have been homeless and looking for a meal too. I don't know. But no, I'm just kidding. No, they were good people, and they kept showing up, and they kept doing and some of them unfortunately have passed on.
Yeah.
So it kind of sucks, but anyhow, yeah.
Well, I kind of wanted to get, since we have Scott here,
sure,
I want to ask a few Scott questions. I got the Hollies questions, and we got 4th of July as well coming up.
Yep.
Scott, though, Scott sat down and he was like, it's good. I'll just sit here and listen to you guys. But Scott, are you okay? Or do you not? I just got a few NASCAR questions about yourself.
If you want to get me involved, I'll have to start off first though with going back to the back to track thing.
Yes.
Somebody that was there under that roof that night with us. I'd like to, and I know he's listening right now, and I'd like to wish a happy 87th birthday to the King. And if I have to explain to you who the King is,
then you're in the wrong place.
There you go. But I will. Richard Petty, the King of stock car racing.
Yes.
87 today.
87, man.
87 today.
Dude, I remember rooting for that dude when I was a little boy. Martinsville, man. Like, Richard come to Martinsville, man. It was a big deal. Oh, yeah. Good old boys from North Carolina.
So
Virginia.
Where are you originally from, Scott? Because you have a little bit of an accent.
Just a little bit.
I don't know if it's Buckley. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, backside of Buckley.
Where? Magnolia. He told you before I'm from Magnolia.
Yeah, he's from Magnolia.
This is Seattle.
North Alabama.
North Alabama. Moved to Seattle when?
2002.
2002. For what reason?
Marriage.
Was it Job?
We didn't have to. There wasn't no shotgun at my back or anything.
Yeah, okay. Well, was it job related or did she live up here?
Oh, she lived here.
And how did you meet her?
Harbor View nurse.
Oh boy. I used to work at a historic site in Huntsville, Alabama, the historic train depot there that they haven't torn down yet. And up on the third floor, as Nick mentioned, I'm a little bit into Civil War. And Huntsville was captured in 1862, and Confederate prisoners were kept on the third floor of that depot, and some say it's still haunted. But my wife, who was not my wife yet, not even in line, but well, there was a line, and she was there because her son was going to space camp in Huntsville, where the Space and Rocket Center, the museum, everything is. And she wanted to not be too far away from him, so she just went ahead and took her vacation and visited historic sites. And there I was on the third floor. And
with a ray of light beaming down on you when she saw you.
Well, I think it was on her as she came up the stairs.
So you saw her in the real light.
Right.
I got it. Okay.
Right.
You
And,
went full on Pepe Le Pew.
yeah, because we
Let
had
me
that one
throw
thing
you.
of history in common. You know,
Let
it
me
went
tell
from
you
there,
the battles
but it was a bumpy road
my
to get here
forefathers.
in Seattle.
I will fill your mind with such wonderful stories.
Yes.
And you did.
Oh.
Yeah, I took the big leap, and I figured one more big adventure
Yeah.
up here in the
And I'm thankful
pathetic
for it.
Northwest.
I'm
Yeah.
thankful for it every day.
And so
He's
and
been
so
one of my best friends ever.
and so that you move up here. By the way, let's do a little bit NASCAR background. You started getting into NASCAR at what age? Young?
30s.
30s. Okay.
No, actually, it was later than that. It was late 30s, about 94, 95.
And was
Of course, I was from the South, so it was always on.
There,
I
yeah.
watched Daytona every year,
Right.
and some of the other ones. And my brothers went to the races, and they finally convinced me to not just watch it on TV, but come to a
gotta
race.
go enjoy it.
Went
Yeah.
to Talladega, and the hook was in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Talladega is a perfect racetrack to go to for that. Now, who was your driver then? Because in the 90s, I mean, it was either Dale or it was Jeff Gordon.
And that was my brother's two favorites. My oldest brother had started out a Davey Allison fan, and then when he saw Jeff Gordon at the at Davey Allison's funeral, he said, "Well, this guy's starting. I'm just going to go with him." Best pick of his life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, the guy had not even finished out his rookie season, and he picks Jeff Gordon.
Yeah.
And my younger brother was a Dale Earnhardt Sr. fan. Of course,
Gotcha.
it wasn't senior back then.
Nope, just regular Dale.
And so I didn't really want to, jump on a bandwagon, or I wanted to not have the same favorite guys them.
So Bill Elliott. So
Nope, more southern like.
Dick Trickle.
Not Nemechek.
Dick Trickle's
Who
from,
else?
Michigan.
I know.
I
just like saying
a
that
Waltrip.
name.
Darryl Waltrip. No.
This guy liked going out to Civil War battlefields
Wallace.
and digging up
Who-
relics. He lived just about 100 miles away from me in Franklin, Tennessee.
Who?
Old cotton tobacco farmer, Sterling Marlin.
Okay.
Because I could see
Coors-
that yellow car. No, it was the yellow Kodak car back when I
Back
started.
then, oh, yeah.
farming.
That's right.
And you could see that car anywhere at Talladega. It stood out.
That
You
guy
could
raced
see it,
forever.
especially when it
Yes.
ran up front. And the second time I went to Talladega, I decided he was going to be my guy.
Nice.
Put on all the accoutrement and
Like you with the
had-
Casey Kane stuff.
Yes.
yeah, and had the flag to wave and everything.
Did you meet him?
I have met him, but at another function. But
Yeah.
cheering for the guy that I'd picked, he wins, right?
Were your
And
two brothers too?
And my brothers were there, and they're going, "Don't be waving that flag in anybody's face; they will punch you out." But I was Sterling fan until he changed over to Dodges. That's
Yep.
Coors.
Yep.
And I started looking around for somebody I figured
With a
was going to
Chevy.
be in a Chevy for a long, long
Man is
time.
faithful
Hey,
to his
Dale
brand.
Earnhart's kid.
Junior.
Drives a
Yeah.
Chevy.
Wow.
Monte Carlo. There you go. You saw the car we pulled up in?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Is that the money? Is that
That-
the special?
That is the. No, you need to go take a
Dale
look at
Earnhart
it before
yeah.
you leave.
Right.
Yeah, you
Oh,
need to go
dude.
check
All
it
right.
out.
Well,
Yeah.
look, I'm in. I'm in. Yeah. So I got into NASCAR because of Casey, and then it was growing up baseball, football, basketball, watching the Sonics, watching the Mariners, watching watching the
Hope we get the
Seahawks.
Sonics
Well,
back.
when I moved up here, I had to learn that there was another Junior.
Yeah.
Okay. the kid.
Then when people were talking about
Kid.
Junior, they weren't talking about Dale Jr.
Dale Jr.
Sweetest
Well, that makes
swing-
sense. But for,
Sweetest swing ever seen.
with NASCAR, it was something new. I got to learn. I got into it probably early 20s, and it was just like I had zero clue. I didn't know anything about the lucky dog, the like what happens on a yellow, what is drafting, what is any of that stuff, super speedways, short tracks, road course. All of it, and then you get the video games, and you get into the video games, and you're racing on, and creating your own character. But that was just fun for me to learn. I would watch every single race, and like I said, I was a youth pastor at the time, so I'm working on Sundays. I had VHSs that were just set to tape the race, and I'd come home and I'd fast
Sounds
forward
familiar.
through the commercials, but then watch. I mean, I wouldn't fast forward to the wreck or fast forward to it. I was watching every lap
like it was real, right?
it
Just
was real
without
time.
the ads.
Without
Right.
the ads,
Gotcha.
exactly. Yeah. So
Yep, you and Scott would get along.
yeah, a lot of fun.
He's the same way.
And then ever since I always wanted to watch Casey race. Never had a chance to go. I saw him at Elma, dirt tracking, doing all that, and Skagit. But I finally went to my first race when I was 40. It was my 40th birthday. I'm 42 now. So a couple years ago, I was in Vegas. The same weekend in October that they had the Las Vegas race. So that morning, my wife and I went to Circa. It's a brand new casino hotel that built a stadium swim, a gigantic stadium-esque swimming area viewing with huge screens, as if you're going to the ball game, so they have all the football games going on that Sunday morning. I've got my fantasy football app going. I'm watching every game on the screen, and I'm just drinking in the pool. And then then Jamie's like, "Hey, we gotta let's go. What do you want to do? It's your 40th birthday." She goes, "Strip club," which again, I've never been to a strip club, and that's probably the place to go, especially when you're in Vegas. And she goes, "Or NASCAR." And I'm like, "NASCAR." I didn't even think. I'm like, "We're going to the Las Vegas Speedway." And so we get in a cab. We're both really drunk. And we fall asleep in this cab. This cab driver could have drove us for 4 hours and given us the best sleep. And I probably would have owed him like $600 at the end of it. But he drove us to the track. We get out. We go up. I'm online looking for tickets. And I'm like, cheap seats, whatever. I don't care. Well, we go up to the window. And what was going to be like a $25, they're like, "We don't have any cheap seats left. We only have good stuff. It's $130 a seat." And I'm like, and then they go,
That's cheap.
and I thought it was very cheap. And I go, "Okay." And she goes, "Unless you're military." And I'm like, "I'll be whatever you want me to be." And I said, "I'm not, but I'll be whatever you want me to be." And she goes, "We'll cut you $10 off, whatever." So we get in there, and I've been to the dirt track races. It's loud. So we're like 13 rows off the start-finish line, and it is just wham, wham. You feel it everywhere.
Yeah.
It's rough. So me, rookie of the year right now, trying to figure out. So I go and I buy a hat, and I go buy earplugs for me and my wife. And so we put those in, and I have money on Chase Elliott. So I'm excited, because he's the 9 car as well. Kind of like pushed it over, and with Casey. Okay, we're gonna root for Chase Elliott, and sitting there, and then those whams are now whams, And I'm sitting in an area where I can kind of see almost the whole track. It's a large track,
Right.
but it's like you're watching things go in circle, and you have that little lullaby of a whoa, and we both fell back asleep.
I fell asleep at my first race.
Oh yeah, dude, absolutely.
It will put you right to sleep.
Yep.
It will.
It hits a frequency, man. You're like,
You're
okay,
just
I'm
like a
going
kid with that mobile or whatever they have. That when your parents would twist it, and it would just dun, 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 dun. You just watch
Right.
as a baby. That's how it was. Fell right asleep. So they're probably Fox Sports 1, just like zooming around the crowd. Here's me with some great seats. Me and my wife just passed out together, just sleeping. Woke up during a pit interval. Saw Chase Elliott. Didn't know it was a pit interval. Saw Chase Elliott like in the not even on the freaking
Pylon.
Yeah, thank you. And I'm like, we're out of here. Let's get out of here. Get home or leave the track. Go back to a casino. See a little bit of it. While he's in second place with like 4 laps to go. I'm like, what? What happened? Realized my mistake, and he finished second, which is fine. But it was just I would have been just screaming at the top of my lungs. But that's my first race only race so far. So,
Right on.
but anyway, sorry. I know that
No.
it's sharing time. This is how I get to like bond with Scott.
Full
a little
buddy
bit.
cast.
Well, the other thing
Yes.
about if you ever go to Talladega, you've talked about all the different smells and sights and everything. If you are next to the track, close to the fence, when they go by the second time, when they're still all together and they're all in line going 180 something miles an hour, 190, it will pull your hat off of your head.
Oh my gosh!
You have to
Just hold it tight.
Yeah, and then you feel it, and
Yep.
and the first time, like third, fourth time I went, Rusty Wallace ran out of gas on pit road, so they sprayed ether into his car, right, to get it going.
Yeah.
You could smell it up in the stands.
Yeah,
Enjoy the high, everyone.
dude,
Courtesy of NASCAR.
that's crazy. Have you been to a race before, Billy?
So my stepfather was a professional drag racer after his outlaw drag racing days. So I was at the drag strip. I met all of those big dudes. My mother used to work at a restaurant when she was young, with me. She worked at this burger restaurant, I think at White Castle or some shit like that. And NASCAR or race car drivers and wrestlers would come in. And this one guy, Sonny Hutchinson, yeah, Sonny Hutchinson, legend, Big Bear. My mom, she was really good friends with him, and she would tell me, she's like, he was such the sweetest guy, and like he knew that she had me, a newborn child and all, and so he would help these girls out, like girls that were around, whatever, and they would come into the restaurant. He would always make sure, Mama got tipped, whatever, made sure she was doing well. I remember it's funny because the Anderson brothers, I don't know if you're into wrestling, but Gene and Ole Anderson, they were like big wrestlers back in the day. They had another brother, Arn Anderson, Gene, Ole, and Arn. As I hear it tell, if I could ever meet those guys, I'd punch them in their fucking mouth for the, they were not. They were the obnoxious ass grabbing,
rowdy
just
folk,
douchebags. But yeah, she knew all these people that were in these, and it's funny because wrestling was this new coming up. It had been around a while, but it was starting to blow up on the East Coast, especially down south. The NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance. Speaking of which, if I heard correctly, so my cousin Mickey James, the wrestling diva and country singer. She is now doing something with another wrestling organization. I forget, EAW or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, her husband, though, Nick Aldis, from what I heard, is my cousin-in-law. Okay, he's British, but I may be mistaken. Someone could correct me, but I was told that he took over for Vince McMahon. He's now the CEO of World Wrestling Entertainment. So, yeah. Kind of cool, right?
That's way cool.
Yeah, I just tell people I'm famous to famous people, man.
Famous to famous people.
People that y'all know probably know me. Like I told somebody at the gym today, I said, if you ask these people, like, do you know Nicky Custalow, they'll probably look at you and go, is he still alive? Holy shit.
Well, that brings us to Holly's question.
There we go.
Holly's
See how I
question.
brought that around, folks? That's called professional.
That's really good. That is really good to have me and Scott bonding over NASCAR, and then you bringing it back
and
to
I just
yourself.
Look at me like
That was-
I am the knot. I am the knot in the bow.
Holly says, "Okay."
This is for you, Holly, because I know you like the sound
she
of my
sends
voice.
me this in the morning, 6:35 a.m.
What are you doing up so
Are
early?
you recording with Billy soon? I have questions.
Oh wow!
And I said, tomorrow. Believe it or not, I'm recording with him. She goes, okay.
I should not be the first thought on an engaged woman's mind first thing in the morning.
There's so many women out there, married, engaged, dead. You're still on their mind.
I'm awkward. Yes. I'm feeling awkward right now.
I want to know if he's ever met Maynard, James Keenan,
God, I wish.
or Danny Carey.
Or Danny. Yeah, I love Danny too. The guy's, God, his drum beats. He's so fucking amazing. No, I would love to, but maybe she's picked up that I'm a big Tool fan. I don't know if that was made evident. But.
He said the name Maynard on one of the pod episodes, and there's not many Maynards in the music industry that I'm aware of.
No, she nailed it. Yeah, Maynard James Keenan is, in fact, that video, the song Petulant, the lyrics were kind of my tongue-in-cheek sort of fuck with Maynard song, because him and Jim Morrison are like the two biggest influences on me musically, more in the cerebral and intellectual sense. David Lee Roth was, I always thought, the king of frontmen, showmen. He might not have had the best voice, but when it came to putting on a show, few could ever, compete with DLR. But Maynard's just the whole package, man. Like, he puts on a show, and when you listen to his lyrics, just the message that's there, the way that he and Adam and Justin and Danny all put it all together, the way they compose the music and do the lyrics and put the melody, it's just, they did come on, man. Is it Lateralis? I think it's Lateralis. They recorded in the Fibonacci sequence, and if you take the songs in a certain order and play them in a certain order, link it up, they'll literally, the downbeat, this upbeat of the next song will start. There will be no gap in the song. If you play it all the way through, there's that gap, right?
Right.
But if you take the songs and program them to play in a certain order, the Fibonacci sequence will literally have the songs just sync up to where literally the beats, and I haven't tried this, but I was told that that's what happens.
Interesting.
But I know that they recorded the song, the music on that album using the Fibonacci sequence. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's a freaking fascinating thing to do with an album.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to do it with a drawing, with a painting or something, but to go and do it with music, with the beats, and do it the claymation videos that you've seen of Tool, that's Adam Jones. That's their guitar player, who is that good of a claymation guy. Like, you're seeing this just genius from these guys. And the other thing is, they've been putting on this act for a long time, especially in interviews. They would act like just total dicks. What's their name?
Tool.
Have you ever looked at the way they write their name? It's like a pair of balls in it, right? It looks like a wrench, but it's also a dick. Okay, that was the whole point.
Yeah.
They were saying, we're a tool. Listen to our music, and you could probably learn some stuff by what we're telling you, what we're putting down here. You can learn the Fibonacci sequence, the 46 and 2, talking about the evolution of ourselves, and Rosetta Stone, which is one of my favorite ones, touches on alien abduction. But point being is, there's so much in their music that you listen to it and you realize these guys are fucking geniuses, man. And just, I don't know. I hate to sit here and gush over him, but yeah, Maynard James Keenan to me is one of the most phenomenal singers, and the guy's voice, his range is incredible, and just what they've accomplished over their life is just, I think, phenomenal. Anyhow, moving on. Yes, sir.
Okay, because she said I actually have a Tool tattoo from the album Lateralis. Lateralis on the back of my neck, the third eye. Ask him if he knows that album as well. So you guys are already synced up.
I do know that
you
album.
already.
I know all of them.
You didn't even know
Undertow. I know 10,000 Days. I know. I've got the new one. Fear Inoculum. The newer one. It's been out for a few years now. But yeah, I think Tool is just an incredible band. There's people out there that will vehemently disagree with me, and other people that will not care one way or another. But I don't care about those people. Fuck them. No, I really do. I admire the shit out of Maynard James Keenan, and he's an amazing. He's an interesting individual. Like he's got a vineyard in Jerome, Arizona, where he's been growing grapes and making wine. It's called Caduceus Cellars. Look up Caduceus. Like I said, the man he's into so much shit that if you go and look into what he's into, you could really blow your own mind.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's some Terrence McKenna on mushrooms kind of shit. But yeah, he's a fascinating individual, and I appreciate it when music does more than entertain, when it can educate or enlighten. That's a huge thing, man.
Yeah.
That's big.
Well, the only other Maynard that I know is Toe Maynard from Cars. Bringing it back to NASCAR and Cars.
Oh,
that came out about the same time. My kids were into it. That was fun for me to be like, "Hey, now do you want to watch NASCAR with me?" The best thing about that, they loved it because
so did this guy.
when they
When we went to see Cars,
The grown man says.
when we went to see Cars, it was so funny to watch my wife's face light up when frickin' Frack started talking. The Rusties guys,
yeah.
they had their own radio show on. They were the Car Talk guys,
yeah,
from MRN radio.
yeah.
So she listened to them all the time,
So she
and it's like, I don't know. I don't, but she's just beaming. Oh, it's the Car Talk guys. It's the Car.
yeah. So to see her get excited, it was like, yes,
That's awesome.
It's like that proud husband moment.
Well, I guess.
Did
I
you bring
rubbed
her
off-
into the NASCAR realm, or is she already in there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. See, I got old. I mean, if NASCAR, I'm just telling you guys this right now. If NASCAR was an iceberg, I'm 10%. You know, I feel like Scott's the 90%. You know, like way more than I do. You got more. You had more subscriptions to magazines, probably.
Magazines, those have gone away.
They have gone away. At the time, though, they had Dirt Track. They had, what was it called?
Circle Track.
Circle Track. Yep. And that's when I learned about Carl Edwards getting into it. But mostly, gosh, he's so fun. He doesn't race that much anymore at all. But he was big at the time. I can see his stinking face. But all those guys kind of came up through the same time. Martin Truex, Denny Hamlin. There's like that big sweep come through, and then you had Kyle
Larson?
No.
Busch?
Yeah, I got Kyle Busch, and then Joey
Toad!
Logano getting in, and then I loved when Casey dumped Kyle Busch when he got wrecked.
So we do
He
too.
stayed out there. He said, "Where I came from, if they ruin your day, you ruin their day."
Well, as Nick
guys-
just mentioned, I came up with my own nickname for Kyle Busch, and that was because of what he looked like.
Looks like a toad. Looks like a toad.
And his wife is the bird woman.
toad.
I
I say I root for Denny Hamlin and whoever puts Joey Logano's ass into the wall.
Dude, talk about a missed opportunity by Rogaine to sponsor that guy, and that's coming from a bald guy. I mean, that was. But then to have Mark Martin be the Viagra guy, that was pretty good.
Joey Logano is doing commercials for Hair Club.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Perfect.
And
fella.
so
Poor
is
guy.
Malcolm in the Middle, who now races.
Oh, that kid. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Frankie
Munoz.
Munoz.
Yeah.
Munoz.
And I was thinking of Clint Boyer. That's what I was thinking
Is
of. I
Frankie
remember.
actually racing? Is he actually racing in NASCAR?
I don't think he's racing NASCAR.
He raced in ARCA.
Oh,
and,
ARCA.
Oh, ARCA, okay.
And then he's
not
also-
out there with Denny Hamlin and them.
Yeah.
I do believe he's had a couple of.
No,
I mean, you know what I mean, the big race, the Sunday
he's not-
race.
yeah.
He's a Saturday
We
racer.
ain't talking about Friday, Saturday bullshit. We're talking Sunday here, son.
Dude, I'm
That-
telling you.
ain't none of that high school college stuff.
Weekend
We're
Warriors.
talking the pros.
I would watch the Bush. Well, at the time, it was the Bush series. What was it prior to the Bush series?
That's what
It's
it
always
was.
been the Bush
Before
series.
it was the Bush series, it was just called the late model.
Oh,
series.
okay. And then it was Bush, and then I was watching it. Because it went to Nextel, and then it went
No.
before
Bush-
that.
Bush went to
Nationwide.
and
Yeah.
then to Xfinity.
Yeah.
There may have been something else in there in the interim, but
NASCAR
Cup went from Grand National to Winston Cup
Winston
to
Nextel
to whatever Nextel also is. It starts with an S. Sprint.
That's right.
And now it's just Monster. It was Monster for a couple of
It
seasons.
really was.
Right,
I didn't know it
yes,
was Monster.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I kind of lost
And
again.
now what is it?
It's just the Nextel, the NASCAR Cup.
NASCAR.
Yeah,
okay.
NASCAR Cup. Yeah, next, and then I do like what they've done. What would you do differently if you were the CEO of NASCAR
God.
and you could make the changes, Scott?
You want a 3-hour show, do you? Okay.
Just briefly, the top 3 things you would change.
Oh my God!
The CEO.
I would do away with the chase.
Okay, Chase for the Cup's gone,
Yeah, it's just the total points like it
used to be,
originally.
where Mark Martin couldn't do it.
I would not have stages.
Stages. Thank
No
you. God,
stages.
thank
Get
you.
rid of stages.
No
Okay.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
I would be willing to entertain heat races on Saturday, the day before,
Right.
and issue points.
Yes.
For those.
Okay.
But full blown, just full out race, 500 fucking miles, a pit when you need to, or on yellows.
I might bring some of the races down a little bit,
Okay.
down to 300
400 or
miles
400, yeah.
something.
Yeah.
A little bit more
Fuck that. Make 'em 800.
watchable for the new people.
Do the
that have,
24-hour Rolex type
Make
thing.
these motherfuckers.
Well, you
play.
got these new people who have attention
Yeah, you
spans like
can't do it.
gnats.
Right.
You know, so
I want to see 4 blown engines in the Champions trailer
Just
as they're rolling out.
transmissions.
It took us 5 to get it, but we got it. Like,
Literally.
we ain't racing for the next month, but we won one.
Would you, because in November you're going up against the NBA, the NFL, and would you shorten it to like August or September?
I would not make less races. I would make the season shorter
Yes.
by having some of the summer races
Right.
in the middle of the week.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
like a Wednesday night lights type of a thing.
Shit, yeah. dude.
Thursday Night Thunder.
Thursday
Oh,
Night Thunder.
that's even better.
There's nothing going on right now. There's really nothing. I mean,
that's so
baseball,
good.
sure, and regionals.
I mean, I probably
but,
wouldn't do Thursday because that's also NFL. They do.
But you do it in the summer.
but you're
But
doing it
in
in the
the
summer
summer-
before the season
Yeah,
starts.
you just knock out a
You're
couple.
not. Yeah, you're just.
Yeah,
you're
just knock out a few to get to
You
back
could
the
get
season
that.
up
You could
to
get that.
October.
If you could get that with the people that carry the Thursday night football games to
Yeah.
do that as their pre-NFL and work with the NFL to do like cross
Smart.
promo and have the NASCAR doing in the summer on Thursday
I like
nights,
it.
and then they roll right into football
Prime.
when they're ready, and it's just a nice
Yeah.
and they do kind of a handoff thing, and it just cross promo both fan bases.
Not crazy about this weekend.
What's this weekend?
Street
Oh,
course at Chicago.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna get shot.
I wasn't real big on it last year, and I just it doesn't seem like NASCAR racing around in the streets of the Windy City.
Y'all might as well go ahead and park your trailer in San Francisco somewhere because the shit's gonna get broken into 20 seconds after you walk away from it. Guaranteed.
4th of July, I remember it would be Darlington, and it would be like the
Yep.
Mountain Dew. It was like the
Now Darlington was on Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Labor
Okay.
Day.
4th of July.
Was that
For a while, it was the
Rockingham?
Firecracker 400 at Atlanta,
Yeah.
and then also Firecracker 400 at Daytona.
Yeah.
And that was Petty's last
That's-
win, our birthday boy that we were talking about earlier.
Yes.
Right.
His last win was called by Ronald Reagan.
Oh, really?
Oh, you've never seen that?
No.
Yeah, his Ronald Reagan visits and eats KFC chicken with them. And,
Oh, really?
And because he was a sportscaster back in his early
Oh,
days in
yeah.
Ohio,
That's true, Reagan
they
was
let him
sports,
call
yeah.
a couple of laps.
I'll have to YouTube that. I'm sure it's out there. I have to watch a little bit of that. That's
Little
crazy.
nuggets.
Is it
of
okay
history.
to mention Ronald Reagan up here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You're an
You're
Enum
amongst
Claw.
friends, buddy.
You're an Enum Claw. This is the.
It's Stock Car Scott on YouTube, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So just Stock Car Scott. Go find him.
Go
He's out
find
there,
him.
and he's got you.
I haven't put out anything in
But
2
you've
years.
got a shit ton of it, dude. He's got so many videos. So this guy, they know him up in Monroe, and they know him down here in Tenino because he's dedicated. He so many races. The guy's there filming, uploading it, making his channel, putting it out there for those guys. And Man, you see the love that he gets shown when when I go to Tenino with him. They know him and they love him because they know that he has done something for them. Because it's so hard to get people there, and and he's out there promoting it and showing the racers and all, and so you see the drivers come over and talk to him and stuff.
That's
it's
and
it's
as
just
he
nice
got
to see.
the tattoo T-shirts, I get racing T-shirts.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
racing
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
hoodies
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
such.
Yeah.
But during the pandemic a few years ago, that they couldn't have people there. They could have people involved in racing that were participating. Excuse me, that's the word I was looking for.
Because surely they won't spread it amongst themselves.
Right.
It's those dirty fans in the stands.
Yeah.
Exactly.
With their money and their grubby hands and their
For
popcorn.
2 years, they ran races without anyone in the stands.
That's crazy.
So I would go and film it or video it all and put it on my channel. That way, Grandma and Uncle Joe could
watch.
see it later on.
I like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing. There's really nothing up here to if you're wanting to keep up with local racing and you can't get to the races. And
Well,
all,
there's a
so
couple of folks. There's a.
But no, but I'm saying they're up until you guys really started doing it, there really wasn't. But now that you started years ago and other people are doing it as well, it seems there's more local guys, but you still don't have the.
One of the reasons
you don't get treated like the
off-
Seahawks. That's for
One of the reasons I slacked off was because I wanted to give a shout out to Terry Bridges, who does have an online show where he does basically what we're doing, except for in front of a camera. And he does it on Monday after the racing weekend's over, so it's called Late Model Monday. And he has drivers call in, tell about their win or how the racing went that weekend.
And is that for all over the country, or is that just in the Pacific Northwest?
No, he just specifically Pacific Northwest.
So my buddy, I'm sure, I don't know if you've heard of him. Maybe, he doesn't race anymore. He used to. Henry Van Dam. He was a sprint car. So is it dirt track too? Would they have dirt track callers call in from the?
I do believe Terry did cover a whole
Nice.
sorts of stuff because his passion is I'm not allowed to use the first part of it, but karting.
Okay.
He doesn't like when people call them that karting
Okay.
because that karting is with a lawnmower engine.
Yeah,
and all that stuff.
Right.
But karting is much more involved, but it's about the same size.
Gotcha. Well, cool. I appreciate all that. Let's end this with the 4th of July. I would like both of you.
Is that all of Holly's questions?
That's all of Holly's
That's
questions.
okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
There you go,
She
Holly.
got-
I hope you got enough.
We'll
info
get
there.
more though. I do like it. And if you guys are listening, Homer, all those guys, hit us up with questions. I'd like to pick Billy's brain. I'm sure there's times.
Ouch.
I'm sure there's times that as he's saying something, I know I have questions pop up in my head and I want to just start directing, but then he'll say something else and I'll forget that question and I'll move on to this next question
Blame it
I
on
have.
me. It's
That's
like
what Post-it notes are for.
I know, that's what I'm writing things down.
Me and Trump. It's all our fault.
It really is. Oh, real quick, Billy doesn't want to get political too much.
Yeah, I do, but I won't.
He in fact, he's not a political guy at all.
Oh, not even.
The guy just he just kind of ignores the whole thing.
Yeah, I have no use for it. I mean, what is politics?
There's some things you can't ignore, though.
I agree.
Yeah, that,
Well, I just want a quick 2-minute. What has the debates happened? I just want to.
they did happen.
I'm just curious.
They most certainly
I
did
just
happen.
want to hear
Yeah.
what you had to say about what you're.
I think it's a damn shame that the Democrats don't have a candidate with one of those names that has a history with the Democrats, like somebody who's got a name. Oh God. I mean, maybe his voice is a little gravelly and a little, annoying, but his family has been in politics for, like a fucking century. You've had one that was a president, another one that was gonna be president, but was attorney general. The uncle was a senator for years and years, even after drowning a woman in a river. I mean, you got pull like that, man, For real though, like it's just a damn shame that they don't have
Somebody
that
may have
wanted to debate this fucking potato
Yeah.
for that particular spot on the dais, and they said no, fuck off. And so he said, okay, I will, and he did.
Yeah.
And now he's over here with some independent, and it's great. This country needs an enema.
That's a what movie?
That was Batman.
There you go,
That was Jack Nicholson,
Yeah,
and he
the
said
joke.
this town needs an
It's an
enema, but I just apply it to the fucking country at this point because it's true. But oh god, I'm just like I'm beside myself. Like you guys had the man that would have gone up well against the big bad orange man, and at this point, I told you I'm a fucking outlaw. I'm rooting for the outlaw. You convict him, throw him in jail, do all that shit. I want him even more now because it's pissing you guys off to where you're literally exposing yourselves, showing who you really are, which is fucking traitors. You're communists. You're just absolute shit. And if it's a fight you want, fuck. Let's dance, baby. I mean, but no, I just think it's fucking ridiculous that, and they set themselves up. The DEI shit, I'm sorry, that's a failed fucking policy. So keep on going with it and you see how it works out. But you picked someone as VP who was so fucking incompetent and so unlikable. I mean, even Hillary Clinton is going, shit, really, I might have a chance. They went and picked this bitch. She couldn't get 1%. I mean, in the remember when she was going up against him and calling him a racist and all this other shit, right? Calling him out on all of his shit. She still, no one wanted her, but they said, "Oh no, you gonna get her in here." So he said, he told everybody, "I'm picking a woman of color for VP." Like, so he already told us, like, I'm going to discriminate against all you white girls, all you white dudes, all you brown, Well, I'm gonna go over here and get the fakest person of color I could ever possibly fucking pick, the most unlikable one of the whole fucking bunch, and I'm gonna make her the VP. It felt like a security thing, like, oh, well, they won't take Joe out because Jesus Christ. And now you're kind of like, they've literally painted themselves into a corner here. And I can't help but laugh. I hate both parties. I think they're both shit. I think Americans are fed the fuck up with both of them. They suck. They're corrupt. They've sold us out. I would say a good lion's share of them are guilty of treason. I'm looking at it now and I'm watching this shit show happen. And I'm thinking, it sucks that a game show host, New York business hustler, playboy that loves the country is what it takes to fix this fucking mess, because he's got he's got fuck you money and the chutzpah, and he's old enough to not really give a shit, but he understands what's at stake, and he gives a fuck enough to lose hundreds of millions of dollars to come in here and try to and fight. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't like the guy, but you guys fucking made me like him. That's on you. I had every reason to dislike the guy when he came down that escalator, and then you motherfuckers went full bore CIA, MK Ultra, corrupt communist agenda handbook, step by step. I'm like, okay, yeah, no. And that debate the other night, dude, here's something that everyone out there should take in. If you, for one moment, if you get your news from mainstream media, you are fucking retarded. but you have been misinformed. And if you, I'm assuming that the majority of your listeners and viewers are smart enough to know that, yeah, Joy Reid isn't telling the truth. Rachel Madcow isn't telling. Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski are not telling you the truth. You can go to Fox, okay? I don't care. The only show I liked on there was Gutfeld anyhow. But I don't give a fuck about them. But what I've seen, and it's funny that Steve Bannon told, I think, Jack Posobiec, he said, always keep MSNBC on. Listen to what they're saying, because they'll always tell you what they're going to do. And you listen to them, they project. He's going to do this. He's going to go after his political opponents. He's going to jail people. He's going to go like... Oh, you mean like this motherfucker's doing right now? Are you kidding? Like it's like that. It's like the Cat Williams where he goes, we can see you, right? We can see what's happening here. And for them to come out and they treat us all like we're idiots. And so I'm saying to people out there listening, I hope you caught that they've been telling you for the last few years that any of us that called him a demented old fucking potato brain, he is a traitor. Get your panties twisted all you want. He is a fucking traitor. Plain and simple. I will go to my grave saying that. And that being said, though, what we're witnessing here, we all knew years ago. If you didn't think that old man was falling off and quickly, that's on you. Because no one with any, it was the final and most essential command from the party. Do not believe what your eyes and ears perceive, right? That was the most essential command in 1984. And that's what they were telling us is, when he's walking off and he can't find his way off the stage and he's freezing, and don't believe all that. Don't listen to those cheap fakes. And I'm like, they'll literally insult all of us, regardless of our political leanings or whatever. They'll tell all of us that, you've been, like I told you, it's that cake eating ivory tower, bubble dwelling mentality. And I'm the wrecking ball, baby.
I wish you had an opinion. I wish you had an opinion.
I'm gonna go home and work on it. I'll come back.
Maybe.
If you ask me about the debate, the only thing I can say is if you weren't real pleased with the question and answer period, you're really not going to like the swimsuit part of the competition.
Oh man!
No, that was a shit show, dude.
Yeah.
It was. If I didn't loathe that man so fucking much, I would feel sorry.
Yeah, it's elder
But
abuse.
you know who exactly? But you know who needs to be getting the finger pointed at him? It's that power hungry bitch that doesn't know how to stop wearing fucking tablecloths for dresses. Jill Biden. Dr. Jill, get the fuck out of here with that.
The last part was great.
I wouldn't let her put a fucking pin. Oh my God.
You did.
You answered
did
every
so
question.
Good, Joe. You answered all the questions. You had all the facts. And what did Trump do? He lied.
It's like, oh, that was just cringe. That was she just literally like a little boy that had just eaten his vegetables. Like, you did so good. You ate all your vegetables and you like, wow.
That was cringe.
It's a Woodrow Wilson moment again, man. It's Mrs. Wilson is running the country. And right now, Mrs. Biden is more than likely running the country,
or a previous president is.
See, there's rumblings though that those two don't like each other, and perhaps Obama is somehow in there, but as far as I know, Jill and they don't like each other at all. Like it's and I also hear that Kamala, that she ain't exactly. Jill ain't exactly the warmest woman to rub against. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this: that bitch a cheating whore. She was out there fucking Joe when he was married and shit, and she was the nanny. She was married, he was married, and she's in there banging him. And Mrs. Biden, the first one, tried to take herself and the kids out for a fucking reason. You mark my words on that. That woman did not want that man to raise those kids, and she took herself out, and the boys lived. But if you think Jill Biden is a good person, I'm gonna have to question your standards on fucking what you think a good person is. Because if she's a good person, then Charles Manson was really misunderstood.
Again, I wish you had a 2-minute opinion. Next time, if you could fill the 2 minutes a little bit more. All right, we're gonna end a little
July
more.
4th.
Yeah,
right?
happy 4th.
Back to America.
All right, real
dang
quick, rapid fire, quick answers only.
Sure.
We're going to end the episode with this. Scott, you're part of this as well.
Uh-oh.
All right. It's the 4th of July. You're at the fireworks stand. What favorite firework are you purchasing, Billy?
May. Roman candles, for sure. Some people like to do that, the shit that blows up. It's like a quarter stick of dynamite, M80s and shit like that. I've never been big on those because they just, unless I'm destroying something with them, I don't really like using them. I want to blow something up with them. But Roman candles has always been my favorite. The big bottle rockets, the big suckers. The stuff that goes up in the sky makes beautiful, whatever. Yeah. But I will tell you this quick story on July 4th. My very first one, probably 74.
Rapid fire.
I know, 74, 75. My Aunt Lena comes up. She goes, "Here, Billy." She hands me a firecracker. And I go, "Okay." She goes, "Now, when I light it, you throw it." And I go, "Okay." And then she lights it. And I go, "Okay." And I stare at it because I'm stupid. And I stare at it. And he goes, "Pow!" And I went, "Oh." And I felt it go pop in my hand. I'm like, "Oh." oh, that wasn't so bad. But see, it taught me a lesson. It may not seem bad right now, young man, but you need to wait 30 seconds.
And then
90 seconds from now, you're going to be wishing to God you had never fucking found out what fireworks were. Because the gunpowder, it goes, so I had a little blister, little burn powder. Oh boy, did that freaking hurt, man! But that was my first time, so I learned from the first time. It was like, well, I don't want to do that anymore. So here, light it, throw it. I had no problem. Now I know.
You learned.
It was like touching the stove. It was just okay. I'm good now. Yeah, I got my motion down and everything. But yeah, that was my first 4th of July. Yeah.
Artillery shells.
Oh, the ones that. Now, are you lighting them off like 3 or 4 in a row, so that you're getting multiple? Or are you going one at a time?
Just one at a time. Just
get the oohs and the ahs.
Oh, I thought he was talking about his time with the Army when he was in Germany. Yeah, we're shooting artillery shells.
You can usually find they're come in a small ball, and they give you a tube.
Oh,
to put them in, and you light it up. And
those two, those are fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Artillery shells.
Yeah. Okay.
I put those upside down one time and blew out the bottom of the stand thing.
They got the long fuse right there, the ball and the long fuse, and you light it and you drop it down in the tube.
It's a ball, but it's got a disc on the bottom.
Right,
the disc shoots it up in the air.
Yes.
All I heard was a muffled puh, and then nothing, and then bam, out the bottom of it. Oh man! And then, but my favorite one is the crayon box looking one that have a bunch of crayons looking tops, and they just go like probably 4 feet in the air, but they're white and they pop. They're like bright. Pop.
Is that like a fountain?
Yeah, a little bit like a fountain, but like a cracker, like a big old crack, like a lot louder. I don't like that.
I know some crackers.
Yeah, you're in line at a family barbecue, neighborhood barbecue. And they have whatever you want for your 4th of July barbecue. What are you dishing up? We're going to reverse it. Scott.
Pork.
Like spare ribs, like barbecue ribs.
Just shredded pork.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
And then throw a little fruit on there. You got corn on the cob, you got a watermelon. What else you got on there? Anything else? Or
chips.
Chips and pork.
Mountain Dew. I'm jacked up on Mountain Dew.
And Mountain Dew, yep.
I should watch Joe Dirt with the kids coming up. What about you? What are you loading up?
Fuck, what am I loading up? Beef brisket, barbecue beef brisket, baked potato, sweet tea, because I'm from the South.
Make your own?
Cornbread. Buttered cornbread. Shit.
I'm getting hungry.
Green beans. Collard greens. Shit, yeah. Just bring it on. Hell, somebody make a cake.
And then for me, I think it's got to go with my mom's spare ribs. So I love them. So
too.
Good. A little pasta salad, like the big pasta salad with the little round rotini looking things or whatever they are, and throw a little everything that's in a pasta salad in there, and then gotta have. Well, let's do this, okay? And then dessert. If you're visiting at a dessert table, I like my pie. I'll go strawberry rhubarb pie for a slice of that with a little ice cream on top.
Nice.
What dessert?
Scott, you do the dessert.
Well, banana pudding, and I had an ex-wife that also made a really good. It was called a cheesecake salad, but then no salad in it. It was cheese. It was like cheesecake with lime mix.
It just made you feel healthy eating it,
dude.
I didn't care.
Your wife's upside down pineapple cake though for my birthday. That was just wow, that was awesome. Let me forego the dessert and end you a story of July 4th story.
I love it. That was going to be the last thing anyways. Yeah.
1982. You guys don't want to hear about desserts. My dessert, single ladies.
Oh, gosh.
I'm so hungry. As I stare into the camera of my sultry bedroom eyes. 1982, South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. My family, my mom and stepdad, and our friends her two girlfriends, May and Nancy, work at Philip Morris, and the husbands, they all have their different jobs or whatever. But all of us are going.
Wait, just a second. She's waving. All right, that's the daughter.
All of us.
All right. We're almost done.
She saw the camera.
She saw the camera. All right, get out of here.
So we get a beach house like literally right across the street from the ocean in Myrtle Beach. And of course, the parents, they're young. They want to go out and go dancing. So they go out and do dancing. Now, we're 15, me, Darren, and Kenny. We're 15, and we go and buy bottle rockets. It's July 4th. We're buying bottle rockets and shit. We start getting in a bottle rocket battle with these other kids, right? We're just like shooting bottle rockets at each other, having a great old time. And we're trying to go back to the beach house, but the older brother of Darren, Dwayne, God rest his soul, and some buddy he's met and hanging out with, they're around 18, 19 years old, a little older. So anyhow, him and his buddy, they're hanging out. They've then picked up a couple of girls and told us to get the fuck out of the beach house. And the parents are out dancing and drinking and everything. So we're over across the street. We're shooting. It's after midnight. Our parents pull up and they're like, "What are y'all doing? Get over here!" And they're like, "Why are y'all out there?" Like, well, Dwayne told us to get the fuck out of the house. We weren't allowed back in the house. And they go. So as they go in, you hear, "Ah!" All of a sudden, girls are jumping out the window. Panties are flying out into the little canal out beside the beach house. We found them the next morning. It was like girls' panties like floating in the canal shit. But they go into one of the rooms, and apparently there's Vaseline all over the bed sheets, and they were just like total freak action going on in the bedroom, and we're walking in, and of course we're 15-year-olds, so we immediately, me and Darren, we're too smart for our own goods. We don't know when to shut the fuck up, so we just start chirping. We're just talking all kinds of mad shit, and the parents are pissed, and Dwayne's just like, "Fuck you guys," and so that's one of the most memorable.
Yeah, I'm
4th of
sure.
July
Talking about fireworks.
life.
Holy cow!
So I'll end on that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Well, like all shows that we end on, we're going to end on with some shout outs. You get a shout out. You think of someone that you want to shout out at the end of the set, right? In a little bit. You can do a shit out too. That means that they didn't do too well. Whatever they are, you got cut off in traffic. You maybe didn't like them. Shout out for you too. But I'm going to shout out the Patreons. We got monthly Patreon, Full Buddy Cast. If you want to be buy a beer, $5 a month, $10, $20, whatever you want. Kellen Hall, Holly Graff, Adam Kenny Art, Seth Loop, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Ben Illman, Jimmy Roberts, Jamie Kenny, Apollo Doodle, Jackson Siduck, Sasha Carey Lynn, Thomas Savageau, Cameron Stratton, Katri Hoban, Jackie Van Hoof, and Dan Coot Snyder. Thank you guys. Have a happy 4th for those Patreons only. Everyone else listening, if you're not a Patreon, by the way, Homer, get on there. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Who do you guys have a shout out? Who wants to go first?
Go, Scott.
Only shout out I got is to my lovely wife, Mary, the reason I'm here.
Great lady.
Great job. Yep. I got to interrupt. Most people that I bring on, that they do a shout out at the end, the wife rarely makes the first
cut.
And then they're like, "Who else should I shout out?" Like,
oh, yeah.
And then like by episode 4, they're like, "I should that." Completely forgot. Good job. You got some points there. All right.
All praise and glory to God, the Creator. Thank you, Jesus. Shout out to my daughter and my son-in-law who I hung out with today, and my grandsons. They make my world. And shout out to all the people that are on my Facebook that are checking out the shows and commenting. I appreciate it. And to all the fans of Travis's Full Buddy Cast that are joining in and participating and what have you. I really appreciate you. Thank you for the positive feedback. And
Holly for the question.
And thank you, Holly, for the questions. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, we do.
Thanks for liking the sound of my voice.
Have a happy 4th, everyone.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
Don't blow your parts off unless you were already planning on that surgery, in which case, you probably save yourself some money, cauterize the wound at the same time.
This could be the last 4th of July we're celebrating. So enjoy.
Don't even know. No, I have faith in us. I have faith in us, America. We're gonna get through this. I'm gonna be back.
I'll be back. All right. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.
Peace.
That's Scott.
Oh, I was supposed to say something?
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Scott.
Goodbye, Scott.
Welcome to the greatest of the greatest, a podcast that you never knew you needed, with interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice, asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.